Welcome back to the Real Story channel. My beloved princess, please be prepared for Friday. My family and cabinet members will be visiting your town to show appreciation and reward your family for raising such an amazing person like you. Upon our return, I will surprise you greatly, said the king. Thank you very much, Your Majesty, Della expressed her gratitude a moment later. Ivan, please come home as soon as possible to check on things. The king, his family, and cabinet members will be visiting our town on Friday to meet my family, Della excitedly shared. That's fantastic news. I'll go there tomorrow, Ivan replied. But please, Ivan, don't tell anyone, including my parents and Prince Obi, that you saw me. I want to surprise everyone, Della cautioned. Trust me, sister, I won't tell anyone, Ivan assured her. Let me know when you're leaving tomorrow so that I can give you some money, the prince offered. Thank you very much, my prince. I won't hesitate, Ivan responded. You're welcome, my princess. I would love to see your ex-fiancé. What is his name again? The prince asked. Bob, Della answered. It's funny how he treated you because of me. I want to see him try to make amends with you. Or maybe you should invite him to my coronation next month, Obi suggested. What a fantastic idea. I'll take you straight to his house when we get there, Della replied. I just can't wait, Obi exclaimed. Everyone would be shocked to see you, Della said. That includes you as well, my princess. I hope your town is easily accessible, Obi remarked. Pretty sure. Why do you ask? Della inquired. Because there will be many cars traveling with us to your town, Obi explained. Our road is perfectly fine. We have no potholes. Della assured him. That is great, my princess. I believe you, Obi said. The following day, Ivan returned home. When he arrived, Ivan, why did you spend so much time in your friend's hometown? Del's mother asked. Mommy, you know I am a graduate, so I was looking for a well-paying job, which is why I didn't return on time, Ivan responded. Were you able to find one? Del's father asked. No, but before this month ends, I firmly believe that I will have a white-collar job, Ivan replied. Amen, my son. Have you seen or heard from your sister, Della? Del's mother asked. No, that was the exact question I wanted to ask, Ivan responded. Honey, I told you to forget about that useless girl called Della, Del's father said. Honey, I don't know why you hate Della like this, Del's mother replied. Why won't I hate her? Do not just talk about that useless daughter of yours in my presence, the father stated. Daddy, Sister Della will surprise you far beyond your expectations very soon, Ivan said. The man hissed as he walked. On Friday afternoon, Bob went to ask for forgiveness from Del's parents. Long time, Brother Bob, Ivan greeted. Ivan, how have you been? How was your service? Bob asked. I thank God, Brother Bob, Ivan replied. Okay, that's great. Where is Mama and Papa? Bob asked. Mommy, Daddy, come, Bob is here, Ivan called. Where is Bob? Del's mother asked. Good day, Medela. Good day, Papa, Bob greeted. Bob, how have you been? Long time, Del's mom asked. Bob, if you do not want me to ignore you, please stop calling me Papa because that useless girl is not worthy of being my daughter, Del's father replied. I am sorry, sir. I came here to confess and ask for your forgiveness, Bob muttered. What happened, Bob? Del's mom asked curiously. Bob stammered. Bob, what's going on? Talk to us now, Del's mother urged. It's hard to say, but I just have to say it. The truth is that when I heard that Della was pregnant with the madman's child, I was extremely hurt, depressed, and disappointed. So, I decided to meet a powerful goddess to terminate Della's pregnancy. Ever since I killed her, her spirit has been haunting me terribly. Please, sir, forgive me, Bob cried out. Dell's mother gripped Bob's clothes. Oh, Bob, you had the guts to kill my sister. I will kill you today. Wait for me, I am coming, Ivan said, faking tears, and ran inside to call Della. Hello, sister. Something unbelievable is going on here. Where are you people now? Ivan asked. We have just entered our street, Della responded. Wow, please come quickly. Oh, Bob is here. Did you come with policemen? I just heard their sirens, Ivan asked excitedly. Is Bob there? That's wonderful. Yes, police and army men accompanied us, Della answered before hanging up. Bob, you must give birth to my daughter right now, Dell's mother exclaimed. Honey, leave the young man alone. Your useless daughter deserves to die, Dell's father said. Della, it's you that is useless. And you, Bob, you must provide my daughter today, or you will be ready to kill me just as you killed her, Dell's mother threatened. Please, let the young man be. Your useless daughter will face the consequences. I regret the day you gave birth to that miserable girl named Della. Her stubbornness and stupidity have finally led her to an early grave, and may her miserable soul rest in peace, Dell's father spat. Just as Dell's mother was dragging Bob, the king, his family, cabinet members, and security officers arrived. The king and his cabinet members stepped out of the car. Is that not the king of the Amla kingdom? Dell's father asked. Yes, it's him, Bob replied. Oh, what is the great king of the Amla kingdom doing in our home? Dell's mother mumbled. Greetings, your majesty, Dell's mom and dad greeted. Thank you. I know you all are surprised to see me in your home today, the king said. Definitely, your majesty, they replied. Let us go inside, the king said, and as they entered, he continued, well, I came to thank you and your wife for raising such a wonderful and magnificent child. She is the reason my family and I are still alive today. Please, your majesty, we are lost. Who are you talking about? Dell's mom asked. Your daughter, the king replied. Your majesty, our daughter is no longer alive, so we do not have another daughter, Dell's father responded. Where are the prince and the princess? The king asked. Let me call them, your majesty, Dell's mother said. When Obi and Della finally got out of the car, Bob and Dell's parents screamed, Ghost! Ghost! She is a ghost, your majesty, they exclaimed. My sister had never died, Ivan said. She is a ghost, and I was the one who killed her, Bob replied. Kill her? How? Obi asked. Well, when I heard that Della was pregnant for a poor madman she was madly in love with, I was extremely hurt, depressed, and frustrated. So, I decided to go and meet a very powerful goddess to kill Della with the pregnancy. And ever since I killed her, her spirit has been haunting me badly, Bob confessed. God forbid. Not my spirit. So, Bob, you were truly the one who sent Ezenwani, Queen Mother, to come and kill me? Della replied. Anyway, she didn't succeed because my great-grandparents are from her kingdom, so she doesn't kill any soul who is related to her kingdom, Della replied. Oh God, thank you for putting all of my enemies to shame. So, my daughter, where have you been, and why are you dressed like a princess? Dell's mother asked. She is a princess of the Amla kingdom, Ivan responded. How? Dell's parents and Bob asked simultaneously. Della explained everything to them, and they were completely stunned. So, that madman was a prince of the Amla kingdom. "Chai, life is truly a mystery," Dell's father muttered. Thereafter, Dell's parents and Bob sadly apologized to Della and Obi and sincerely forgave them. After that, the king said, "Oh no, I have learned so much today. Anyone can be a destiny's helper and savior in this life. I agree with you, Your Majesty. Who would have imagined that the great king of the Amla kingdom and his family would be saved by a soul from this kind of family?" Honor stated in amazement. "Oh no, it is true that life is mysterious," the king said. Dell's parents were eventually moved to the Amla kingdom by the king, who also gave them 2 large plots of land and established successful businesses for them. A few days later, the king and queen opened a large plaza for Della after realizing she was obsessed with business. 3 days before Obi's coronation, Obi invited Bob over to the palace to reconcile him and Della. Obi assured Bob that he had been completely forgiven, and they would be friends. A day after Obi's coronation, Bob told Obi that he was madly in love with a certain princess who had attended his coronation, but he could not approach her due to her influential status and charisma. "There were many princesses at my coronation. Which one are you referring to?" Obi asked. "My prince, I do not know her name or kingdom, but she is of average height and dressed in purple royal attire," Bob said. "Is she fair and slim?" Obi asked. "Yes, my prince." "Does she have dimples?" "Oh yes, my prince, she is Princess Odana, and I know her," Obi deduced. "My prince, you are correct. Her name is Odana." "I just remembered her name," Bob said. "Do not worry, Bob. I will speak with her on your behalf," Obi offered. "Oh my goodness, my prince. Are you serious?" Bob asked curiously. "Pretty serious. I will introduce you to her and her mom as my best friend, and I am pretty sure that she will not turn down your request," Obi assured him. "Thank you very much, my prince. I would be grateful if you could persuade her to accept me," Bob said gratefully. "That is not a big deal, Bob. Just leave her for me. I will leave no stone unturned until she accepts you," Obi promised. "Oh my prince, I am grateful," Bob replied, kneeling down. "Bob, please stand up. I hope you know we are friends," Obi said warmly. "I am just too grateful and happy, my prince," Bob responded, overjoyed. "It's okay, Bob. Do you know that if you marry her, chances are excellent that you will become a king in her kingdom?" Obi asked. "How, my prince? What about her dad?" Bob questioned. "Her father, the king, is sick, and the doctors say he has just a few months to live. And she is her parents' only child. Therefore, whoever marries her will become the king of that kingdom," Obi revealed. "My prince, I am madly in love with that girl, and I cannot wait to see her," Bob muttered. "Bob, as far as I am concerned with this matter." Prince Odana expressed his curiosity, asking if his prince was around and expressing his desire to see him. Obi assured him that the prince was indeed present and asked him to hold on while he called him. Obi called out to Bob, requesting him to come to the balcony as he had a surprise for him. Bob responded that he was coming and urged him to come right away. A few minutes later, Bob arrived and was shocked yet filled with smiles upon seeing Princess Odana. Princess Odana, curious, asked if he was the one she had been told about. Obi inquired if Princess Odana knew him, and she kept silent abruptly. Concerned, Obi asked why she suddenly fell silent and if she was okay. Princess Odana whispered fate, and when asked again by Obi, she responded that she was okay and trying to maintain her royal demeanor. She excused herself and asked Bob to continue the conversation, expressing her willingness to listen. Bob introduced himself as a businessman from Gonga State and expressed his gratitude for meeting Princess Odana. Princess Odana introduced herself as the only child of the late King Kumia of the Kasese Kingdom, an international lawyer, and the CEO of several companies. Bob expressed his extreme happiness in meeting her and referred to her as his amazing princess. Princess Odana urged Bob to ask more questions, and he confessed that he was deeply in love with her from the first day he saw her. He admitted to dreaming and thinking about her obsessively. Princess Odana simply replied that she felt the same way. Bob was confused and asked for clarification, to which Princess Odana revealed that she spotted him at the wedding and only her mother knew about her feelings. She confessed that she had not been able to eat since returning from Prince Obi's coronation because Bob had been on her mind. Bob remarked on the strange coincidence, and thereafter, he asked Princess Odana out, and she instantly accepted. When Princess Odana returned to her kingdom, she disclosed everything to her mother, who was extremely happy for her. In the middle of the night, the mysterious goddess Loveline appeared in Princess Odana's room and warned her to stay away from her husband. Princess Odana questioned the goddess's identity and how she entered her room. Loveline warned her again and threatened consequences if she didn't comply. Fearlessly, Princess Odana responded that she was not afraid and would never leave him because he was the love of her life. This angered Loveline, who transformed into the mysterious goddess and threatened Princess Odana. However, Princess Odana remembered the mysterious protective bead given to her by her late father and found it under her pillow. As she held the bead, her voice was restored, and she commanded the goddess to go back to the pit of hell. The goddess became furious and attempted to use her charms, but the bead protected Princess Odana from her powers. After angrily scattering Odana's room, the goddess vanished. Odana quickly rushed to her mother's room and shared everything with her. Odana's mother thanked God for her daughter's life and advised her to summon Bob the next day to discuss his connection with the spirit. Odana called Bob and asked if he was still in Prince Obi's palace or if he had left. Bob informed her that he was about to depart but asked what was wrong. Odana pleaded with him not to travel and arranged for her driver to pick him up immediately. Bob agreed and arrived at Odana's palace a couple of hours later. Odana welcomed him and then asked him honestly if he had a spiritual wife. Bob was taken aback and questioned the unusual question, but Odana insisted on a genuine response. Bob admitted that he had a spiritual wife and explained how it happened. Odana's mother intervened and stated that Bob couldn't be blamed for his actions, recounting her own experience of heartbreak. Odana expressed her fury over Della's betrayal and questioned Bob's actions. Odana's mother advised her daughter to stand by Bob if she truly loved him and encouraged her to confront the goddess. Odana agreed and suggested consulting the chief priest, Ezo, for guidance on dealing with the goddess. Her mother approved of the idea and called for James, a palace guard, to summon Ezo. Osuo, the chief priest, arrived and greeted Odana and Bob, referring to Bob as the next king of the Kososa kingdom. Odana's mother was perplexed by this revelation, and Osuo explained that the gods had chosen Bob as the next king but mentioned his marriage to a powerful goddess. Odana's mother sought a solution to remove the goddess, but Osuo admitted that the gods hadn't revealed it to him yet. The following morning, Odana's mother took Bob and Odana to a powerful spiritualist for assistance. Bob explained their situation, and the spiritualist informed them that it would be challenging for the goddess to leave him due to their child together. The goddess planned to take him to the Marine Kingdom in 7 days to crown him as king. Odana and Bob expressed their distress, and Odana's mother pleaded for a solution. The spiritualist revealed that there was a substance that scared the goddess, causing her to spiritually divorce Bob. However, before disclosing the substance's name, the spiritualist began coughing and Loveline, the mysterious goddess, appeared. Loveline caused the spiritualist to sleep and assumed his form to deceive Bob and Odana. Bob pleaded for the name of the substance, fearing for his life. However, the goddess's incarnate revealed that the substance was not the solution and claimed to have discovered the true solution to their problems. The goddess's incarnate instructed Bob to go to the river where the goddess resided with specific items, including a wedding ring, tubers of yam, and goats. The items mentioned are not for a bride price, but rather for a sacrifice to appease the goddess. Odanna's mother is confused and asks for clarification. The goddess's incarnate explains that the sacrifice is necessary for the goddess to leave Bob. Bob expresses his willingness to do anything legal to get rid of the goddess. He asks if the goddess's incarnate will accompany him to perform the sacrifice, but she declines and states that Odanna must go with him. The goddess's incarnate assures them that the goddess will not harm them unless her name is called 7 times. Odanna agrees not to wear any beads, necklaces, or rings as instructed. Later, the goddess, Loveline, expresses her anticipation for Bob's return to pay her bride price and be crowned king in the marine world. She plans to kill Princess Odanna. However, it turns out to be one of Della's dreams. Della wakes up and urges the driver to stop the car and go back. Della shares her dream with them, and they quickly reverse. As they do, the mysterious goddess appears and commands them to return to the river or face death. Della pleads with the goddess, referring to her as the Eisen Queen Mother, and asks her to let them go. Bob courageously refuses to go with the goddess and declares that he would rather die. The goddess threatens them, but Odanna's driver reminds them of their more powerful god. Odanna's driver warns Samuel not to approach the goddess due to her immense power. Odanna asserts her faith in God and commands the goddess to get out of their way in the name of Jesus Christ. The goddess disappears, and they thank the Lord for their deliverance. Shortly after, Chief Priest Imu visits Odanna's palace and asks for the princess and the next king. Odanna's mother informs him about their dangerous situation and where they went. The survival of Princess Odanna is uncertain, causing Osuo to express concern. Odanna's mother fearfully asks why Imu is mentioned. They had been deceived by the mysterious goddess, and Imu inquires about who they consulted before their journey. The queen informs him about the spiritualist who instructed Bee and Odanna to take the sacrificial items to the river. This spiritualist was actually the goddess incarnate, planning to kill the princess and take the future king to the marine world for his coronation. Upon hearing this, the queen breaks down in tears, and the king's cabinet consoles her. Later, Odanna's driver arrives at the palace, and the queen rushes out to see her daughter, relieved by her presence. Odanna and the others explain everything they encountered in the village to the queen and the king's cabinet. The following day, the king's cabinet visits the chief priest's shrine to inquire about the situation in the land. The chief priest reveals that the king has been bedridden for the past 4 months and has only 1 day left to live. The gods have chosen Odanna's fiancé, Ima, to be the king. Although he is already married to a goddess, the gods have their reasons for this decision. Any attempt to ascend the throne by another soul will result in death, leaving the kingdom without a king until Ima's demise. The discussion turns to the mysterious goddess who frequently torments Ima. The chief priest assures them that the goddess will eventually depart from him, but not without causing great suffering. However, the exact timing of her departure is unknown. Frustrated, the king's cabinet and honor will visit the palace a week after the king's death to discuss the circumstances in their land. They agree that they cannot let the throne remain empty and suggest going to the goddess's village to explain the kingdom's situation. They believe that the princess of Amla Kingdom, whose great-grandmother is from that village, should lead them. However, when they approach Della, the king of Amla Kingdom refuses to let her accompany them due to her importance to his family and kingdom. Returning to their kingdom, Bob informs them about his best friend, Felix, who took him to the village to see the goddess. Bob plans to visit Felix to discuss the matter. Princess Odanna insists on accompanying him. Upon reaching Felix's house, Bob explains the haunting experiences to him. Felix, however, declines to accompany them, prioritizing his business. Bob pleads with Felix, reminding him that he was the one who initially took him to the village. He offers to pay any amount to convince Felix to join them so that the goddess would depart and Bob could marry Odana and become the king of Kasese Kingdom. Princess Adana confidently stated that no amount of payment could match her worth, as she considered herself priceless. Felix, in response, firmly replied that his business held greater importance to him. Bob expressed his disappointment in Felix, emphasizing the good things he had done for him and feeling betrayed by Felix's unwillingness to help. However, Felix prioritized his business and walked away from the situation, leaving Bob feeling resentful and warning Felix that he would be judged by God for ruining his life. Princess Adana urged Bob to let go and expressed her belief that a solution would arise. She acknowledged that Felix had never been a true friend, but rather harbored deep jealousy and envy towards Bob since childhood. Unable to accept Bob's greater achievements, Felix conspired to kill Princess Adana and frame Bob. Determined to prevent Bob from marrying a princess and becoming king, Felix resolved to pay thugs to kidnap and kill Adana, thus incriminating Bob. The following morning, as Bob and Princess Adana were returning to the palace, Felix sent the criminals to kidnap Adana. He instructed them to keep her captive until given the order to end her life. 3 days after the kidnapping, Felix contacted the criminals, instructing them to carry out the murder. Subsequently, Felix went to Adana's kingdom to inform her mother and the king's cabinet that he had caught Bob red-handed, killing Princess Adana in the forest. The actions of the thugs shocked the princess when they attempted to kill her. Thank you for watching. See you in part 5. May God bless you.